I have a lot of questions for other musicians. My thing is, I want to know. Hold on. I want to fucking know how your guitar playing has changed since you were a kid or whatever. Since you first started. That's how you mark your progress. Is you start to notice changes in your. You start buying different strings, right? And you. Geez, I just realized this. You start buying different picks. Like when I was a kid, they had nickel wound. Well, these are the ones I could afford because the strings were expensive. They were $350 back then, which was still fucking cheap. Was a pack of Fender bullets, and they were pure cadmium nickel. And uh, they used to come, and they used to come with an extra B string because the B string is flat on the guitar, and it's a weird tension point, and it's the most likely string to snap supposedly or whatever. And it would come with an extra B string, and it would turn your fingers green. And then sometimes if you couldn't afford electrics, you play bronze strings, and you put bronze strings on your electric. And when you didn't have picks, you play with a quarter. But when you first started playing, by the time I got into my second or third band and we were really going, I knew who the fuck I was musically. I started playing these Joe Pass 15 gauge telephone wire strings. It's the highest gauge you can go. Is number 15s. And me and Nick used to do this. And instead of regular Tortex picks, I would have a steel guitar picks. They used to cost $1.75 for a steel pick. I don't know why they would sell these, but can you imagine that? Any guitar player out there knows. I'd go out with my Stratocaster that was the bridge was disabled, obviously, because they were size 15. Otherwise, I would break them. We would punch those fucking guitars with steel picks. Eventually, you start out with orange Tortex ones, and as the years go by, you start realizing you go back down to 12 gauge, you go back down to 10 gauge where you should be, not 15. You can't bend on size 15 strings, but I'd be trying. And usually they're flat wound. And yeah, so you eventually go back down to 10s, and you got orange Tortex, and you'll play those for a while. Now I use the red Tortex or Flow Tortex. The red ones, they're kind of thin, and size 10 strings. Because somebody should have told us back then, you guys are playing way too hard. Those strings are way too fucking big to be on a Stratocaster. And you should not be using steel picks. And your wrists shouldn't bleed when you strum chords on stage. That's just wrong. You're way too aggressive with that. Eventually the neck's gonna bend. You're having trouble spooling the fucking thread through the tuning heads, the machine heads, and you're like, we're gonna play tonight, and you still bend. But I mean, how could you back then? That's where I'm at now, though. Is the small red Tartex flows, and whatever I can get. Pack of NYXLs is good. They last a long time. You can put them on your tremolo unit and you can bend forever. Eventually they break and it's a bitch. It sucks. You're so disappointed when that string snaps. Motherfucker.